welcome back to the fifth and final segment of Super Bowl 101, this very special edition of Scott Sports 101. And we are about 14 minutes away from kickoff, so here is the trivia question for this fifth and final segment of Super Bowl 101. What team did the Green Bay Packers trounce by 25 points in the first Super Bowl? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Now, this is really gonna be a fun game tonight between the 49ers and the Chiefs. Now, Kyle Shanahan, as I mentioned earlier, is running Shanahan's running game versus the Chiefs' defense. I thought he's not doing that. I made a mistake. He's not running the 49ers' defense. He's Kyle Shanahan's running game versus the Chiefs' defense. The growth of San Francisco's coach as a play caller is another big key. Like his father, Mike Shanahan is the best designer of running plays among his peers, and he created a second generation of runs that are hard for defenses to diagnose. Each year, he outdoes himself with motion and fakes and pre-snap movement, and he employed pre-snap motion 72% of the time this season. The 49ers averaged 5.4 yards per rush when they had pre-snap motion. All of this will be a major challenge for the Chiefs' defense, which improved significantly this season, but still had trouble defending the run. In the NFC Championship game, the 49ers overwhelmed the Green Bay Packers with their rushing attack, winning with quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo only having to pass 8 times. Kansas City cannot allow that to happen, in part because it would enable San Francisco and its running game to take time off the clock and keep the explosive Mahomes off the field. So that's why the the Chiefs have to keep the 49ers on their toes and not allow that to happen. They cannot allow the running attack. They cannot allow the running attack game to happen, and because it would enable San Francisco to really take time off the clock and really keep Mahomes off the field. But they cannot allow San Francisco to get in there. They've got to get past them and score. They've got to keep them in the pocket, and they've got to keep Garoppolo on the ground, and they've got to make the plays when they need to make them. And I really I feel that this is going to be a very close game, and both coaches, I wish them the very best of luck. But I really feel that the Chiefs are favored to win this, and I feel that they have the edge in this game. And I gotta tell you, this is just going to be one of those games that is just not going to be a blowout by any means. And this is going to be one of those games just where the rushing yards and receiving yards are going to play a factor, and how this game pans out, how this scoring-wise, it's going to play a factor in that too. And San Francisco has not won in 25 years. They've not won a Super Bowl, and they are going to want it. But I do feel that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to want it a whole lot more, because they have not won one in 50 years since the 69-70 season, as I mentioned in one of my earlier segments. I think it was the second segment, segment number 2. So I just feel that this is going to be a game where anything can happen, but KC is really going to, even though they're favorite, they have got to keep the 49ers on their toes and keep Jimmy Garoppolo off the field. And they've got to really attack the 49ers offense and the 49ers defense a good portion of this game tonight. And I just feel I feel that this game is really going to be just a high-scoring and intense game, a very close and intense game, and the intent is going to be very highly in this game, and I just feel that that really this is going to determine. This is really going to be really just a highly fun game to watch, and it's going to I feel it's going to come down to a last-second field goal this game tonight, and I really just feel that it is, and I really think this is going to be a one of those games where this is where either team is going to boast boast one of those plays that really puts the team in position to win and come away victoriously. So this is going to be one of those games where that is going to happen, and I just feel this game is really going to be one of those games where it's just going to be it's going to be not only fun, but it's exciting to watch. Fans are going to be on the edge of their seats with this game tonight, I think. And I really feel just expect the 49ers defense to really have a big game tonight. George Kittle especially, expect him to have a really big game, and Raheem Mostert as well. And for the Chiefs, expect Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Hussein Butler as well, and Dustin Colwood and Damian Williams. All those guys to have a big game tonight, and it's going to be a really one of those games where I think a last-second field goal is going to determine the winner of this game tonight. And right now, I will give my Super Bowl pick and prediction in just a moment. But right now, I want to take this opportunity right now, and I'm going to reveal the answer to the fifth and final segment of Super Bowl 101 trivia questions. This is the last one for Super Bowl 101 for this time out. What team did the Green Bay Packers trounce by 25 points in the very first Super Bowl? And if you said the Green Bay Packers, you are correct. I mean, excuse me, I am so sorry. So the Packers defeated, and if you said the Kansas City Chiefs, you are correct. I do apologize for that. I meant if you ignore what I said, the Green Bay Packers, it wasn't them that got trounced. They trounced the Kansas City Chiefs in the first Super Bowl. That's who they beat. And if you said that, you're correct. So that was my mistake. Kansas City hung tough until halftime. They went into the locker room trailing 14-10, but the Packers were too much for them, outscoring the Chiefs 21-0 in the second half, in which they lost the very first Super Bowl 35-10. But as you know, 4 years later, on January 11th, 1970, the Kansas City Chiefs, 50 years ago, won Super Bowl IV, which was the final AFL-NFL showdown before the AFL and NFL leagues both merged into one, 23-7 under head coach Hank Strom. So, I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be one of my regular podcasts, because I'll do a post-game show once the game is concluded. But I'll have another trivia question on my next regular Scott Sports 101 podcast, so stay tuned for that. Well, you've waited all day for this, through 5 segments, but right now, in this fifth and final segment, it is now time to reveal my Super Bowl pick and prediction for this year's Super Bowl. Well, and I feel the 49ers are going to win it, but I feel the Kansas City Chiefs have the edge in this Super Bowl, and I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs by a field goal, 34-31. That is my Super Bowl pick and prediction. because my brother-in-law and I did not do picks during the playoffs, and but I will tell you that for this season, my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle, being 6'5" 6', actually 6'6" 6, has won the picks for this season. And so that's what I'm going with. The Chiefs by a field goal, 34-31. And well, that is going to wrap it up for Super Bowl 101. This very special edition of Scott Sports 101. I have enjoyed it. I enjoyed it bringing it to you, and enjoy this game tonight between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a fun and exciting game, and I will have the Super Bowl 101 post-game show once the Chiefs and the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and 49ers has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. Enjoy Super Bowl 54, everybody. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.